From Malawi to the Maghreb, Africans are feeling the impact of the Ukraine crisis in wrenching fuel and food price increases. Global oil prices have reached a decade high since Russia invaded on February 24. In Africa, they have doubled. Nigeria subsidizes petrol, but this bakery manager still pays more to bake bread.
Cost of production, it has increased immensely. So they have to come together and also increase the price of bread by 40% to what it was before.
Meanwhile, diesel and jet fuel prices are sold at market rates. Samuel Salau, a construction engineer, says the price of diesel has doubled from 310 naira or $75.
Within a month, it left that level to about 600 and something plus now. And so many industry is on diesel. Trucks that bring in food stuff from the north to the south are running on diesel. Even train runs on diesel.
In Malawi, bread is much more expensive at the supermarket in the capital, Lilongwe.
It is more difficult to buy bread because the price has gone up exponentially compared to before. The amount we paid for 2 loaves of bread is now enough only for 1. We are spending more.
Both Ukraine and Russia are major suppliers of wheat and other cereals to Africa, while Russia is a key producer of fertiliser. The war and international sanctions against Moscow have disrupted supply chains, up to places like Bukavu in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo.
We hardly produce anything, and everything that is produced does not reach the market because of the state of the roads. We are totally dependent on international supplies, and the prices are going up because of the war in Ukraine, and this is reflected here in Bukavu.
This dependence has drawn concern from the UN.
We must do everything possible to avert a hurricane of hunger and the meltdown of the global food system.
The war has raised fears of even further increases in North Africa. Amid wholesale flour shortages, this bakery in Tunis has to buy consumer packets.
I am buying 10 kilograms at 18 dinars when normally I would buy a 50 kilogram bag at 26 dinars. All of this before even feeling the impact of the war. How will we work afterwards? I'm worried.
Thousands of civilians have been killed inside Ukraine. More than 3 million people have fled across its borders, and 2 million more are displaced inside the country. The figures are rising fast. As the conflict continues, so will its impact further abroad in Africa.
The only way to reach the village of Manga on Nigeria's border with Cameroon is by boat. On November 17th last year, Cameroon separatist fighters crossed into Nigeria and attacked. They killed 5 people, including the local chief. Shaban Takari heads the regional government. This is the second time he travels up the Katsina River since the attack.
Where you see us now, this is Manga village in Akum local government, Taraba state of Nigeria.
Takari has called for more security forces in this area. Last April, he already escaped death when local bandits opened fire on his convoy. Now, following the raid from the self-declared state of Ambazonia, he says Nigeria faces a new threat at its eastern border.
The governor of Taraba State have met with the Mr. President in Abuja requesting the posting of Navy and Air Force. Navy will mount the water with the immigrations, the Army for the land, and then Air Force to fly across the boundary to checkmate the Amazonia.
Villagers say armed men opened fire in the early morning in Manga. The violence of the 4-hour attack is still visible.
Where the attackers came and met him, they shot him here dead. is where the house of the chief of Manga.
People scattered to the bush and hid in the nearby river. Abu Bakar, the chief's brother, watched the scene from his boat.
Yawan Amazonian suka shigo da harbe-harbe bindiga banda ba mu taba ji ba.
The Ambazonians came and started shooting. We never heard gun sounds like the ones we heard that day. I will never forget those sounds. Apparently, they even shot our children hiding in the water or behind trees and then threw them in the water. That is what we saw that day. If not for the Navy and the immigration, I believe the people of Manga would have ceased to exist.
Na sake fada da ba kowa da zai ce ko Manga yana existing yanzu a nan garin.
21 people are still missing. A few days before the attack, 30 Cameroonians fled here after separatists burnt down their houses. This couple survived the raid.
We were supposed to leave this place too, because we don't feel safe. But because we saw the military here, we decided to stay.
It has been 5 years since anglophone separatists declared independence in Cameroon's 2 English-speaking regions. Since then, conflict has continued in the majority French-speaking country. At least 1 million people have fled their homes during the fighting in anglophone Cameroon, according to the UN. Nigeria has recorded more than 70,000 refugees. Nigerian soldiers patrol the border, but Dakari's government says the threat is great, and not just from separatists. The UN says last October, Cameroonian troops illegally crossed into Nigeria, looking for separatist fighters.
It takes the grace of God that we calm down. But if that thing happens again, it's going to be disastrous. Yes.
Nigeria battles conflict on many fronts. Armed gangs sow terror in the northwest. In the northeast, jihadists wage a decade-long insurgency. The military is already overstretched. Dakari's request for more support may have little result. Locals in the east will have to fend for themselves.